Don't gift your house to your children. I see this all the time, and unfortunately, the bad part about we're just going to gift the house to the kids is sometimes it works. Don't gift your house to your children. I see this all the time, and unfortunately, the bad part about we're just going to gift the house to the kids is sometimes it works. If you sign over the deed for your house to your children and 7, 8, 9 years or more goes by and then suddenly you need care, it's, okay, it worked. Unfortunately, if you sign over the deed to your house to your kids and you end up needing care 2 years in, then suddenly it's a big issue with Medicaid because they count all gifts that happened within the last 5 years. Unfortunately, the way this often happens is someone says, oh yeah, we had to spend down all of my mom's money in order to get her qualified for Medicaid. She lost everything. She sold the house. She had to get everything down to under $2,000. All that money gone to the nursing home. And then a friend says, oh, well, my parents signed the house over to me and we got to keep the house. Oh, that's great. We'll just go and do that. And again, it's kind of risky. The other part of that is most of the time, the kids aren't keeping the house in the family the way my uncle and my cousins did. They're going to sell it. And that comes with capital gains taxes. So let me just throw out some numbers, totally making this up off the top of my head. Let's just say that back in 1979, mom and dad buy a house, $50,000. It appreciates and appreciates and appreciates, and now that house is worth $400,000. And they say, well, we're concerned about Medicaid and maybe needing nursing home care. What can we do? Oh, we'll sign the house over to the kids. And so they do, and let's just say they get past that 5-year look-back period, and they end up passing on, and the house is worth $600,000 now. All right, kids go to sell the house. There's $550,000 subject to capital gains taxes. Well, is there any way to avoid that? Well, if they simply inherited the house and sold it for $600,000, then there wouldn't have been any capital gains taxes. If there was Medicaid used, though, Medicaid can put a lien against the house. So that's the second part of the 10 don'ts. Don't keep the house in just your name. Now, depending on the plan, sometimes we can move it into an irrevocable trust, or the kids can buy a portion of it. But in either of those cases, if it's the right trust and the kids are basically buying 1% each, you're not going to have nearly those kind of capital gains taxes when they end up selling the house way down the road. All right, so next, don't spend everything on care. All right, believe me, this is exactly what the Medicaid office wants you to do. They want you to go ahead and just spend everything down, take all of your money and all of your assets, and you pay for your care. And when you are actually flat broke, all right, come back, and then we'll go ahead and get Medicaid set up. It doesn't have to be that way. There are plenty of other things that can be done to convert assets, spend it on other things. And this just kills me. If you end up with a house and it's got a line of credit on it, they're not telling you to pay down debts. Oh, well, we've got some medical bills and some other debt. They're not telling you to pay those down. Medicaid will tell you to spend the money on care. Don't spend it on those other things. And that's absolutely not what needs to be done. All right. Number 3, don't gift money in $16,000 increments. Well, I say 16,000, that's this year. Last year it was 15,000. And then in previous years, 14, 13, whatever. You probably heard this, and it happens all the time. Oh, well, you can gift X number of dollars each year to as many individuals as you want. So, you can give 16,000 to your son, to your son's wife, to your daughter's husband. We can even start gifting it to the grandkids. It's fine. It doesn't count. Well, wait a minute. That amount does not count towards filing a gift tax return. That's all it is, a gift tax return. So we are not talking about Medicaid rules. We're talking about the federal gift tax, which is tied to the estate tax. You don't have to pay gift taxes until you exceed that $16,000 limit to an individual, and then it's whatever is in excess of that. And then that takes away from your $12.06 million you can leave upon death. If you've got more than $12.06 million, planning for Medicaid may not be something that you need to do, but certainly on the gifting end of things, if you have $1 million in assets and other stuff, then planning for Medicaid, which can cost somewhere in the neighborhood of $10,000 a month or more, just depends on where you are and what facility you're going to, that could be a big, big drain. But when you gift that money out, it definitely counts as far as Medicaid is concerned. So this was actually a case where the son, and he had his 2 sisters, and he was basically just begging them, look, I'll handle it. I can take care of it. I read the rules. I know exactly what it is. We're going to gift a whole bunch of money and things now for mom. And now over the next 5 years, while the clock is running, we can give those other gifts, those, I think it was 13,000 and then 14,000 a year when this was going on. And don't worry, it's all going to be fine. Well, he had all of that gifting stuff done, got it down to the penny. And then he did something else. He heard that, well, it takes 2 months to process a Medicaid application. So he sent it in 4 years and 10 months after those initial gifts. And between those initial gifts coming in within 5 years, because it's from the date of the application, not from the date they would have approved it, and that money coming in each year, mom became ineligible for Medicaid for 7.5 years. So this gifting, I'm not saying don't ever do gifting. I'm saying it's got to be part of a coordinated plan.